Who Got Whom Pregnant in Young Justice Part 2.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every week, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Iris West Allen. Iris is a Caucasian white woman with green eyes and long red hair. She usually ties her hair into a ponytail with side-swept bangs pulled to the right. She works as a reporter for GBS. After many unsuccessful relationships, she met police scientist Barry Allen while reporting a suspected murder that he was investigating, and they began to go out. Iris learned of Barry's identity the night of their honeymoon as he talked in his sleep. He had tried to hide the truth until he could be sure whether they could have children or not. But after a few lovemaking sessions, viewers are showed the part that Iris was finding out herself that she was pregnant. Bloodlines Young Justice Season 2 Episode 6. Iris found out this in the morning but decided to wait to tell her husband until they were alone that night, as they wanted to celebrate. The surprise is ruined by the sudden arrival of her future grandson. However, Iris was shocked to learn she was pregnant with not one child, but two, a boy and a girl. In Young Justice Season 3 Episode 7, Evolution, it's shown that while her children are playing, she is watching a television report and gets upset about the fact that Cat Grant, the news reporter, is now being famous and people seem to forget about her. Betty Kane. Betty Kane was a student at Gotham Academy. Blonde, blue-eyed, and beautiful, Betty was used to adultation. And as a champion tennis player while still in her early teens, she was a beauty pageant winner and an Olympic gymnast and swimmer. Once, Betty dragged Artemis along to crash the birthday party of Dick Grayson, the richest kid in Gotham, though neither knew him that well. After graduating school, Betty moved to Bloodhaven. That time, Dick was also living in Bloodhaven. During that time, they developed a relationship. Betty and Dick spent an unforgettable night soon after meeting each other to the extent of creating unprotected love. In the morning, she overheard him talking to someone, heard that it was his birthday, and congratulated him. She didn't like that she was older than him and promised she wasn't that much older, but he already knew her name and age, and she realized why when she saw this yearbook on his table. They both went to Gotham Academy. Although her pregnancy is hinted during their intercourse, after this there was not a mention on her giving birth. Cheshire. Jadynn, famously known by her alter ego Cheshire, is a highly skilled assassin who worked for the League of Shadows. She is the daughter of Sportsmaster and the older sister of Artemis Croc. In Red Arrow Journal, Cheshire encounters Red Arrow just as the hero thought he was getting closer to finding out Lex Luthor's plans. Sometime later, they again confront each other, and this time after winning the fight, Cheshire convinces Sensei to make Red Arrow a freelance operative of the League of Shadows. Time passes. Jade and Roy continue working as a team. During that time, Roy began to see more in her and more potential, and eventually became more attracted to her. After Roy's cover was blown, Cheshire helped him escape and apparently betrayed the League of Shadows in doing so. Cheshire and Roy worked together when they looked for Speedy, hitting several LexCorp facilities across the world, and took a rest in Switzerland for a while. Those few days they spent together actually made them become very close together and made every night a wonderful night for the two. Few months later, Cheshire became pregnant, but she didn't tell Roy, but he put the ring on her. Their marriage was cited in Young Justice Legacy. The result of their lovemaking was Leon, who Roy is now raising after Cheshire left. Later, became a member of the Secret Six. At this time, she developed a relationship with Thomas Blake, aka Catman, and became pregnant. Then she betrayed the Secret Six to their arch-enemies, the Society. After many years, Cheshire contacted Roy, forcing him into joining Deathstroke's team so the two of them can kill Deathstroke. For that, they aid Drago. But Cheshire and Roy's plan backfired. Drago betrayed them. Their attempt to defeat Draco and escape failed miserably. Later, Draco explained to Cheshire that he needs an heir and she was going to provide him with one. Draco assaulted her and forcefully tried to make Cheshire bear his child, but she ultimately was rescued by Slade and his Titans. The Titans then leave from the island, but Cheshire and Roy choose to rejoin the Titans. Artemis Croc. Artemis is a member of the Team Young Justice, originally under the name Artemis, and later Tigress. A master archer, she is the former protege of Green Arrow. Artemis is a half Caucasian and half Vietnamese teenage girl of average height. She has olive-toned skin with long, thick blonde hair and dark gray eyes. Artemis is slender in stature, yet has an athletic build. At the time when they beat the Light, Kid Flash and Artemis decided to show their true feelings for each other and kissed. Later, Artemis and Wally moved to Palo Alto and enrolled in Stanford University. After spending freshman year in the Toyon Hall dorm, Artemis moved to an off-campus house where she lived together with Wally. During that time, Artemis and Wally decided to retire from heroics and focus on their studies and life of living together. Since both of them were attending university, none of them wanted a child at this moment, so they became cautious and careful not to get Artemis pregnant during their sessions. The devastation occurred to their happiness when Wally sacrificed his life for Artemis and his loved ones by providing energy to defuse the Reach weapon, which was cataclysmic. In Young Justice Outsiders, Artemis tries to move on from Wally's death. She began living with her brother-in-law, Will Harper, and niece, Leah Nguyen Harper. She experiences a mutual attraction towards Will Harper, his brother-in-law, and they kiss each other after losing control. Will made the first move in the season's penultimate episode, Overwhelmed, surprising Artemis with a romantic dinner for two on Valentine's Day. While Artemis was receptive at first and then returned Will's kisses, soon after they did the deed, Artemis went blank and decided they should just stop what they were doing, and Will accepted her request. With the help of Zatanna and Megan, Artemis was able to meet Wally in a world created by magic and illusion. The world around them shifted into a replica of their old house as they began to live out the life Artemis had dreamed for them. Although they had experienced warmth of each other's body when Wally was alive, Artemis never got pregnant, as they didn't want to at that time. But for now, it was the time for everything. The time in this world passed quickly, as events happening included them graduating, Artemis getting pregnant, them getting married, and having children. However, in the end, Wally shattered the illusion as he kept commenting on how it was getting lighter outside, finally wishing Artemis well and telling her that he wanted to live a good life without him. Relationship between Artemis and Wally is something that happened in Earth 16, which is one of 51 divergent realities that branched from the core New Earth. In the core New Earth, Artemis pursed a new relationship. Cameron Mockett, commonly known as Icicle Jr., and Artemis pursued an intense relationship, which eventually got Artemis pregnant. This unnerved Icicle, as his mother had died giving birth to him, and he feared that she might get hurt too. But with the help of a mystical rod, Artemis was able to give a safe birth to a daughter, Isabel Rose. Barbara Gordon. Oracle is the codename of Barbara Gordon, former Batgirl and member of the team. Barbara has a massive collection of stories behind her, just like any other Bat family character. But in this video, we'll only focus on incidents related to her life in the Young Justice and pregnancy. So Barbara is the daughter of Gotham City Police Commissioner James Gordon. In the early days, she was enrolled in Gotham Academy. Barbara has a slender body and a fairly muscular build. While in the academy, Barbara attended Dick's 14th birthday party at Wayne Manor. Barbara played Spin the Bottle, and when it came to her spin, the bottle stopped, pointing straight at Dick. He helped her up, and they went inside a closet. They sat in silence. Dick was okay with just biding his time, but Barbara lunged at him and kissed him. While Dick stayed in Bloodhaven, Barbara visited him and waited on the steps of Dick's warehouse until he came home. She wanted to wish him a happy birthday. They kissed, and Dick asked her why they weren't a couple. She replied it was his reputation with women that made her conclude that he wasn't ready for her yet. She didn't mind spending some time with him though, and they went in together to feel each other's long-missed fire in these cold winter days. But Wonder Boy, Dick, wasn't the one who got succeeded in planting his seed in her. Everything turned upside down when Barbara pursued relations with Batman, as Dick had to stay in Blüdhaven for quite some time. While she forced herself upon Batman, they had intimacy afterwards. Weeks passed and Dick finally returns, but soon Barbara finds out that she's pregnant with Batman's baby. While in one storyline it showed that she miscarried her baby after a fight with a group of thieves, another storyline depicts that she loses her baby due to being violated at the hands of Joker. The bullet Joker shot also made her paralyzed and confined her to a wheelchair. So, if any of you have awesome plans, methods, suggestions to add to our plans, don't ever hesitate to comment below and let us know. Thanks for watching!